Alright, this time brought extra battery. I brought my phone to keep an eye on the damn time. So, well, actually, I don't even know, because this is the battery that kept dying. I kept forgetting my phone. This would die after an hour and a half. Give or take 2 minutes, literally. Damn it. And that battery I haven't used since my riding days. So I don't know if it's the setting, battery settings, quality settings. So I don't know if that's gonna die in an hour and a half, so that would be 1:15. Damn. Actually seems like this is a long time, but I guess once I get bullshitting, I just freaking lose track of time. I got a new mod. Freaking other one broke. This one's so much freaking smoother. Smock T-Priv. One thing that's annoying with the freaking Vapors reviews, shit like that, they call it Smoke. The company name. This is spelled S-M-O-K. The word smoke has a freaking E on it. So it is not smoke. You can't just make them. You know what? In the internet, they're always making up their own words. And the freaking spelling, and verbalizing acronyms. Oh. That's the only thing I hate about the internet. Alright. Just try to get comfortable, and this freaking clip feels like it's the microphone pushing on my neck, and I hate that freaking sound where you touch the camera or the microphone, that freaking that sound. I try not to do it. You know what? Sorry, you're gonna have to hear that sound a little more. There. There's just sitting there. Oh. I hate that sound freaking on video too, but you know, what am I supposed to do? I mean, not vape, but yeah. I mean, just sitting around like this, if you're a smoker, which I was for 22 years, you're obviously going to sit here and smoke a lot more than usual when you're just, you know, sitting around doing nothing and just talking. Oh, so obviously if I keep doing this, I'll never go back to smoking. Yeah, that mod is so much freaking smoother than the other one I had. Sadly, I'm going through a lot more juice. Alright, last video ended abruptly because I didn't have my phone to watch the time. It ended talking about the Susquehanna River and me falling in all the time we went fishing. I think I couldn't get to the part as to why it was dangerous or a bad thing. Basically, well, I assume I'm trying to explain why it's bad. Why the hell did that light go dim? Should put a freaking LED in here. Because this is a little dark watching the videos. But, Susquehanna River in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area in Pennsylvania. Big mining area, so under the river, in the river, there's ass loads of frickin' mine shafts and undercurrents, and just so much stuff that could frickin' kill you falling in the river. I mean, just growing up as a kid, you're taught, don't even go in the river. I mean, people, parents, adults, they always made you fear that going into the Susquehanna, even if you're just walking into, say, Casalua in the current, or not the rapids, or just a small amount, shit like that. But I was always the one falling in. I was talking to my buddy Eddie from North Carolina yesterday, or last night. I used to play online games with him. Freaking, I haven't really kept in touch much lately. I haven't kept in touch with really anybody. I'm just too busy working and coming home, just resting after walking freaking 11 miles a day. I get home, take out my work clothes, go upstairs, take a shower, go down, frickin' make dinner, and frickin' just relax and deal with the kids running around like madmen. It's like, well, I get free time when they go to bed, which is about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then I go to bed about between 10 and 11. So I get, 2 to 3 hours myself. And usually it's freaking playing games and making videos. Because like I said, all this YouTube stuff, all the ad revenue and stuff, I'm just basically just trying to make some extra money for my family. That's it. Which, since I set it all up, the ads and making money off it, what's it been? 2 years since I actually got all set up, or is it a year? Somewhere between 1 and 2 years. I made only $23. Hey, you just gotta keep at it. That's what I'm doing now on my day off. You just gotta keep at it and keep getting subscribers, getting views, getting an audience. Eventually make more. So I was actually watching one YouTuber last night, has over 10 million subscribers. The vlogger. And I'm just like, really? I watched one video, I watched 2 videos. I'm just like, really? Like, that? It's like that many people watch this guy? It's like, what? And it's like, I don't care how popular you are on YouTube, dude. It's like, I don't know, he's acting like a celebrity. It's like, I don't know, I've always viewed the celebrities as like rock stars, movie stars, sports stars, that category. TV stars, whatever. as far as, you know, just somebody that's just popular from some other means, I don't view them as like that people go crazy over. I'm just like, no. If that made any sense, I'm just trying not to call any names out or say who it is or whatnot. Well, yeah, quick recap. What I make 3 videos so far. These honestly have been very therapeutical. I've actually never sat down with anybody and talked about my problems. Never. And now I'm doing it for fucking, you know, well, I would say the whole world, but first video got 10 views, and then the next one got 3 views, and then the next one got 2 views. It's like, first of all, sorry, I'm not gonna put on a fake ass facade to get over 10 million subscribers. I'm not gonna fucking get all nice dressed up and looking all fancy and, you know, I can't record in here because it's too humble. Oh no, it's cheap. I gotta make it look like I got money and I'm all great and no. Like I said, for overseas, but you get, I'm just gonna be fucking humble as hell. I'm just gonna freaking lay here and talk, and that's it. And everything I've been reading, I'm just trying to build this up. And thing on there said, you know, I'll write down a script and get everything all set up and everything else, and no, man. Do I really want to look like I want to sit here, you know, after memorizing how a platform and how I want to say this and that? I'll get an idea in my head, and that's about as far as I'm going to take it. This is not going to be, you know, all organized and all that crap. So my buddy I was talking to last night, he said, Tombs raw and uncut or something like that. You know what? Here. Remember the last video I had my feet like right here and I thought they were right under, I think it was the last, I thought they were right under the camera view, but they weren't, so I won't pester you guys to look at my, like my brother said, my ugly feet. Actually, I'm gonna shut that lighting off. I don't care for it on drive, it don't matter. The only reason I shut it off, I noticed that the other night my son was acting up. He was hot. I thought he was getting sick, but it was just because he was freaking crying so much, upset. I went to the store after dark to go get a medicine. I'll drive down the street vaping this when the lights are on, with the lighting. I suddenly thought, nope, can't have that in the car. That's all I need to be doing, driving down Main Street vaping and the freaking light in my face, you know, fading or blinking on and off, different colors. I'd get pulled over in a second. Well, yeah, and again, that's more motivation to keep doing this. Even though nobody's fucking watching, really. Hopefully nobody yet. I mean, I was just telling him what I'm gonna do, and he's like, you know, he's like, dude, that's fucking awesome. He's just like, dude, man, that takes a lot of fucking balls. Damn it, I was trying not to curse, too. Because you see, if you get your own setup on YouTube, foul language or mature content is not. It's basically mature content is not suitable for all ads, stupid commercials on the freaking videos. Oh, what the hell is she doing down there, blasting the freaking music? Well, no, it's Tuesday, so neighbors should be at work. But I mean, yeah, he was definitely, let's see. And my wife still freaking laughed at me. Because I grabbed my camera from downstairs and I was getting everything ready. Oh, damn it. I'm just trying to get comfortable. They still laughed at me. Oh, come on, everybody. Watch, like, and subscribe, and comment if you want. Or you make it big so I can freaking show my wife a fat freaking ad revenue check and be like, hey, you ain't getting any now. But no, it's for them, that reason I'm even doing this. But yeah, back on to me. That's actually, I've been thinking, you know, I'm a Christian. I'm not going to get into freaking religion and shit, like, discussing it. I don't care what the whole freaking world does. I don't give a shit. But, it's freaking, I mean, I guess it's just how I was brought up, because my mom is that way. I don't know if it just rubbed off on me. Things have been so hard my entire life. I'm always waiting and expecting, not a handout, but it's just to, like, say, to win the freaking lottery, so to speak, just to be gifted a push ahead instead of being pushed back all the time. Instead of, like, now, I got no problem earning it myself. I mean, I'm a freaking mailman. That's, I mean, there's not many freaking hard-working jobs like that anymore. I mean, there is, but there's not many. And I'm earning my freaking keep, but it seems like since I got that job, my problem, and I'll get to this eventually, but it seems like my problems have just gone sky high through the freaking roof. A lot worse than I've ever had it. Excuse me if you heard that. And I pray every night, and I'm just like, you know, I need help. I need help. I need freaking help. I never get it. One thing I will say about, you know, God, Jesus, heaven, the only thing I'll say about my experiences is honestly just, I don't disbelieve it. I'm not even going to get into that either, but I don't think they are here. I don't think they listen or hear us. Honestly, I don't think they're I don't think they're hands-on with humanity. Because, I mean, it's been how long since anything biblical has happened? I mean, biggest thing was over 2,000 years ago. It just seems like the world, everything's gone to shit. It's like, I just honestly, even my life, I just cannot see any good. Like, the scales are tipped, and everything bad, evil, negative side, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I figured, you know what? Fine. If I ain't gonna get freaking, you know, help or through prayer or anything else, and, you know, I'm like, fine, maybe I get some help if I do it all myself, as far as I can go. Like, that's with this. It's like, I'm doing all I can, and now it's not up to me. Somewhat. I mean, I'm gonna keep learning how to do this better, and how to improve the videos and the quality, and I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, but there's only so much I could do to a point. It's like, if I don't get anybody watching, then it's like, there's no point in improving, or there's just, you could make the best video in the freaking world, but if nobody watches it, it doesn't matter. That's it. So it's like, I'm hoping to get some freaking help now that I'm freaking doing something on my own. You know, instead of just sitting around waiting, you know, playing the lottery and wishing for a freaking to win and get pushed ahead. You know, it just, I don't know, it's just fucked up. But enough of that. That was just off topic. Not really. Yeah, that's fine. But just quick recap. Ow. Quick recap, a freaking pretty much summary of the last 3 videos. You know, one thing I wanted to say, you know, yeah, you know, I was bullied my whole freaking, now when the hell did it stop? It pretty much stopped when I stopped hanging around with all those dicks. I mean, pretty much. I mean, could they get away with it now? Absolutely not. I think of my late teens. That's pretty much when it stopped. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like even like on my route, I was watching a bunch of kids play in their side yard. It was a big yard too. They're playing football. I didn't notice if it was tackle or not, because I didn't stop and watch them. I was actually just more along the lines of listening to them. Like, they do it all the time too. I noticed something. There's no trash talk. There's no bullying. There's no picking on anybody. They're just like 8 or 10 kids playing together like they should. No drama, no assholes, no nothing. Just a bunch of kids having a good time. And I realized, like, I never had that. As I never even had that feeling, because it's like, whenever, you know, see, I play football like my classmates and stuff like that. You know, my friends and people I grew up with. I was always getting picked on. I was always getting picked last, and just bullying, you name it. And it's like, I never had fun, you know, like that. It was, there was always a problem. I was always dealing with something. And even if they didn't, you know, of course, obviously they wouldn't every single time, but I mean, it was always there, the expectation, expecting, you know, to be bullied, to be picked on, or, you know, whatever. And it's like, I never really had fun. You know, like playing football, shit like that with each other. Remember the one time I would have fun, I always look forward to it. Remember, we were early teens. I was like 12, 13, 14, somewhere in the 2-3 years. And there was a bunch of adults that would come play football, probably around 18 or, I don't know. I mean, people, when you're that young, looks freaking old, huge. I mean, there would literally be like 20 of them, and they'd come play in the baseball field up the back. And sometimes we would play with them. And they played normal football style. Line of scrimmage, blockers, you know, no quarterback just standing there waiting, and everybody running around like headless chickens, and they throw the ball. I mean, it was exactly like football style. And I remember we played with them. It was a good time. I always loved it. Because nobody bothered me. They never bothered each other. They never bothered us. Just had a good time playing football. Oh, my stomach is not happy. Oh, that's messed up. Yeah, more recap. It's like, yeah. Always shunned, always freaking picked on, beat on, ridiculed, bullied, abused. I've been pretty much through everything, every kind of abuse except for sexual, throughout my entire freaking childhood and adolescence. That's the recap. That's just a quick summary. And one thing I wanted to say, those of you who, you know, haven't been through enough or haven't been through any of it, and the people who have been through it will know exactly what I mean. And I never thought of it until recently. I can talk about this in no time at all. And people, it'll just be like, people won't fully comprehend the severity of the entire situation. They'll just be like, yeah, he was bullied, and that's it. The victims of bullying, they carry it. I mean, I carried it through my whole freaking childhood and adolescence. I could talk about it in minutes, but I dealt with it for 10 to 15 years. So you got minutes over a decade. That's what people who don't share the same misery can't understand. Simple as that. You could say it in minutes, but you freaking lived it for years. Another thing, I was a surprise baby. I wasn't planned. Yeah, frankly, I probably wasn't wanted either, but you know what? Even if it was an accident, they say, or a mistake, I don't know how many times I've been told that too. What the hell do I care? It's not being told, like, I've literally been told by my family those exact words. Mistake, freaking accident, unwanted, unplanned. It's not the words that hurt, it's them behind it. Like, the emotion behind them saying it. Like, what the hell would you say that for? You know, that's what hurts. I mean, I can care less if I was an accident. Seriously. It's like, why the hell should anybody care? Damn it. It's simple. Look at it this way. You're here. You're you. Who cares? You know? Enjoy your life. It's as simple as that. It's like, you know, who cares how you got here? You're here. Enjoy it. You know, you've been given the gift of life. I mean, who cares how it happened? It happened. It was meant to happen. Well, I've always looked at it that way, even as a kid. I was like, what the hell should I care? It was a mistake, but if the mistake didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. If I wasn't here, would I like that? No, because I wouldn't exist. So you exist for whatever reason. Enjoy it. That's how I look at it. Oh. 1 hour to go. Yeah, Halloween. That's the season. Well, might as well talk about the holidays instead of waiting for it to come up and then discuss it. It depends. I was always monsters for Halloween. I was like Reaper and stuff like that. Skeleton. I was never anything specific. Always a monster. Just a general monster. And not like nowadays. Kids got Halloween ruined, I tell you that much. Frickin' that whole trunk or treat crap. That is the biggest load of frickin' garbage, that whole trunk or treat. Thank God that wasn't around when I was growing up. I would have been mad as hell. I mean, my earliest memories of trick-or-treating was with my oldest sister and her son. And when your kids are not old enough to go out by themselves, it's simple. The parents take them out. And you go door to door, not in a parking lot, and you go to each other's frickin' trunks of their cars. I remember her taking us out and about. I think that's the only time I remember being taken out trick-or-treating. Other than that, the only thing I remember is always going out, me and my buddies. A general description. I somewhat can and can't call them that. But, Yeah, we'd always get pillowcases and go out, and people always want us to freaking, you know, say a joke or sing. We all had one freaking line. I think Mikey came up with, I had a ball, I stuck it in the wall, that's all. That's all we would say. They want us to say something, that's all we said. A lot of people found that funny. They never asked us to sing or, you know, like that wasn't good enough. That was all we said. We'd go to door. We'd go to the bars. Stuff like that. Which, you know, growing up in Plymouth, Pennsylvania it's a big residential freaking town. And we get that freaking pillowcase filled. Yeah, we'd start out right in the middle of town. We'd mostly just right in the middle, and we would go south. Or if you're looking, you know, if you're on Main Street, and which is pretty much the bottom of the town, and you're looking up towards the town, we'd always start in the middle and then go to the left all the way down. Never really went north, uptown. I don't know why. I can't remember exactly how much we would make in money usually. Just probably somewhere from $10 to $20. Good times, just innocent childhood. Yeah, I never had a problem trick or treating. I think it was one local bully tried to take my candy once. I think that was it. I think it's the only negative experience I ever had trick or treating. General holidays, we'd go down my Grams. We'd just go down there and have dinner, stuff like that. Like Christmas Eve, we'd go down there. Well, let's see, Thanksgiving was at my house. Or was it? No, Thanksgiving was at my Grams, because she'd always have buttered, I love buttered carrots. See, even it's what sucks. Even at freaking gatherings like that, I was always the outcast. That's probably why the only thing I ever wanted in life was just a nice family of my own. Which I somewhat have now. I mean, there's just so many problems right now. It's so stressful. It's not really nice right now. It's constantly stressed. A wife and 3 kids. But it's still the same. No, yes and no. I mean, I guess now it's like I have a better value of family than other people. It's like, what was it, last Christmas or Easter? I think it might have been Easter. The in-laws came up, because we got 3 kids, so it's like, no, we're done traveling. Because the in-laws live, hour and a half drive away. Probably about an hour. Depends on traffic and which way we go. About an hour on the turnpike, hour and a half on the back roads. But now everybody has to come up here. I got no problem making dinner. I love making food. I love cooking. I think it was Easter, and yeah, it was, because my dad gave the candy to my wife when she went down when I was at work. My dad didn't want to come up. He's just like, no, I just feel like staying home. And then the in-laws came up for a little while, and we got my mom from the nursing home. And now this Christmas, the in-laws don't want to come up because they're having money problems. Because my wife's dad hasn't been working too much. He's a bus. What the hell is that? He's a bus driver. Travels around the country. I forget what it's called exactly. Excuse me if you heard that. Stomach gurgling. Well, they said they don't want to come up because money's been tight, and they might not be able to come up with presents. I'm like, dude, I was insulted. I was straight up insulted. I told my wife, tell them, kiss my ass, put that money, whatever they want to send up, tell them to put it in the gas tank and get up here for Christmas. It's like, them being here with family and grandkids is more important than, sending up a card with some money or a few toys for the kids. Being here for the holidays is more important. Sadly, the world might be killing the family and family values, but they ain't ever gonna kill mine. I'll kill the world before they kill mine. And if my dad tries to say he ain't coming up, I'm gonna tell him, yes you are. No, I'm gonna come down there and drag your ass out. Easter, Thanksgiving and Easter is like a gray area. Even though I'm a Christian, Easter, it's like, I don't really, just coming up, it's not as important to the family to be together as far as Christmas goes. Christmas, it's all about family and being together and everything else. So, Thanksgiving, Easter, if they don't want to come up, that's fine. We'll have our own little family dinner and that's it. Let's see. I don't think they came up for the twins' birthday. I don't think they could. I think her dad was working. And my birthday's coming up December 1st, a month from next Wednesday. Yeah, it's one thing I never felt I ever frickin' had. Even though we all used to gather up together a lot as a kid, never felt like even my own family, relatives, because they honestly, for me, they never acted like a family. I never felt like I belonged or wanted. There were my aunts, uncles, cousins who'd come in from California and shit, and we'd have dinner on my grams, everybody'd be down there and everything, and So it was always, they took a more of a liking to my oldest sister and her kids. Even growing up, even now, it's like they always came in, they always took them places. They always, and then, you know, when they got to be adults, they always invited them or paid for them to come out to California. It's like my sister, even my sister, youngest sister, went out with my gram to California. My mom went out a few times. My brother went out once. My mom took me when I was 2 years old. That was it. And as many times as they would come in and take you know, people out for dinner and shit. I remember they took me out once, just once. Which actually, that's why I'm enjoying doing this, because it's like I'm getting memories pop in my head that I totally forgot about. Vic Mars in Edwardsville. It was an old seafood restaurant, sort of like Red Lobster. I think it was a small privately owned one. I remember everybody going there, and I had a block of ice cream. Literally, it was like it was like a Klondike bar, but it was just a block of ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, in a line. Just a random memory of that. That's the only time I really went out with them. That's the only time they ever took me out. Remember, they came in, and they all went to Olive Garden a few years ago. I forget what that was for, though. Something with them, of course, I'm sure. I don't think it was anything with my sister. My youngest sister. I don't think it was anything with her. I don't know. But it's like they never fucking, you know, bothered with me. And frankly, then I don't talk to any of them anymore. Any of them at all. For good reason. I'll get to that eventually. When I get to talking about, you know, the past 10 years. Which that's gonna be freaking a whole lot of videos. Well, probably, I mean, yeah. It's gonna be easier to tell because I got more fresher memory on it. But yeah, any of this, I'm not whining. I'm not sad. If anything, I'm mad. You know, not to bring religious back up, but it's like, I always wonder, like, why the hell do I deserve any of that? Going through so much shit my entire life. I mean, I've never had it stable. I've had problems after problems after problems. Be it random occurrences, just bad luck, or my own doing, everything. I never had it good. Just, you know, not great, not perfect, just steadily good. Just no worries, not really any cares, just good for a nice period of time. Never had that. I was freaking wondering, like, what the hell did I ever freaking... I was freaking wondering, what the hell did I ever freaking do to deserve it, you know? Like, even though I was freaking, what, 31 when I started... Was I 31 or 32 when I started at the post office? Like, I tried to in my early 20s. I think I was 21 or 22. And back then it was all paper. Took the test on paper. You get a letter in the mail stating, you know, your test score, and then you get you get interview notices in the mail, and you check, yes, I will go, or no, I do not want to, and you have to mail it back. I get an interview all the way up in Halstead, right before New York. Rural carrier fill-in, which is basically using your own car. So I would have to drive an hour and a half away, use my own car, deliver mail, and then my own car all the way back. I went to one interview. A few months later, they sent me another one. I forgot to send it back. So I got taken off the list for possible employment. Because if you don't send it back with a yes or no, then you're shit out of luck. And I think for like 1 or 2 years. And then I just, she got busy, I totally forgot about it, and I never reapplied until probably like 10 years later. It sucks. I was always wondering, what the hell do I want? Even when I was working at the one place where I worked 7 years, I always wondered what the hell, like, what I wanted to do for a career. I could never find out something I really wanted to do. Even at the post office, that was desperation. It's like I had a son that was like 3 months old, and it was like I had to do something. Ended up being a career for me because I absolutely love it. But, I put that on my freaking parents and the assholes at school. I put that on everybody else. Not that that's, you know what, my intentions, I got no intentions when I speak like that, putting it on, like people say, oh, you're not taking any of the blame, you're blaming everybody else for your own failures or something like that. There's a difference between that and simply telling the truth, the honest, blatant truth with no motive or no intention involved at all. Just the truth. Boom. I mean, it's no different than me saying this is a bottle of soda, empty bottle of soda. Why? Because it wasn't my fault. I was bullied so much, picked on, all the crap I went through. No, it wasn't my fault. Not having proper my parents not making me go to school, let me get in the fights and getting suspended and skipping school. Who's responsible for that? I was just a kid and a teenager. I didn't know better. I mean, I can't miraculously, boom, know things. That's everybody else's job to teach each other. Parents' job, teach you, teachers, adults, cops, anybody. It's like if I don't know something, it's everybody else's job to teach me. Same thing with everybody else, So if I didn't deal with all that bullying and everything else, and my parents weren't freaking poor ass scumbags or bad parents, maybe I would have went to school, been a normal freaking kid, studied, did good in school, learned, freaking, graduated, which I didn't. Yeah, here's one. I had my mom sign me out on my 17th birthday. She was crying too. It's funny. This is how ignorant I was. Like, you know, I didn't know the severity of the situation. I went up, what are you crying for? I didn't know or care. She was crying in the freaking office when I freaking signed out of school. They made me do the walk of shame too. Walk around to all my classes, give my books back and stuff like that. It's like, you know, you gotta teach your kids this stuff. It's the parents' job, number one. Their number one, for it to be their job to raise the kids right. If you want them to be successful in life, in all aspects of it, it's up to you to do it. And other than that, it falls on other adults. Teachers, cops, you know, people in the community, just, you know, your family, friends that are adults, whoever, you know. Whoever can help out and educate them on the right path, it's their responsibility. I never had any of it. Even the cops that always busted me for freaking misbehaving, sitting in school, doing crap as a kid, I just simply got busted. Nobody ever educated me and taught me right from wrong. I learned that myself. I learned that the hard way as far as being a criminal as a kid and skipping school and everything. And when I didn't learn not to do that until it was too late. But even on probation, nope. I had no role models as a kid. I had no teachers or nobody to teach me anything. So it's like, that's why I blame everybody else for, you know, all of my, you know, financial struggles, my career struggles until now. It's like, if I had it different, if I had it better, if I even had it just normal, I'm sure I would have been way better off. I'm sure by now, you know, would have been long into a normal career. I would have had my own home, nice family. But nope. My kids, though, forget about it. They skip school or anything. Do the stuff I did as a kid. I'm gonna tan their ass. No, you know what? No. That's what I got. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. Even though they can't really comprehend it now, they're only two. Twins are only 2 and the oldest is 3.5. Sit them down and educate them. You know, say in 5 years, Joey steals $10 out of my purse or something like that. Take him, sit him down in a quiet room, talk to him, explain. You don't do these things, they're wrong. This is why. And that's it. Explain to them. If you want $10, you know, as an example, if you want $10 to go out and have a good time, go to a candy store, whatever, you know, ask for it or ask how you can earn it. And if, you know, say we can't afford to give it, then it's just next time when we do got it. That kind of stuff I was never educated on. I gotta learn that stuff the hard way. I had to learn all that on my own. Half hour left. Ow, ow, ow. Oh. I forget how, what is it, 32 gig? I think it's 32 gigabytes in that camera. I bought a cheap 128, but the maximum for that's like 32 or 28. I think 32. Yeah, I was excited. Oh, damn, freaking 128. And I bought, it was only cheap, but it was like freaking $10 or something like that on eBay. I was so happy. I was like, oh man, I can make freaking long videos at the bike with that. And I tried putting it together and it wouldn't work, and I finally freaking looked it up and realized. But the battery dies right when it's about maybe half full of video. I got rambling on. I forgot what the hell the whole point, if there was a point to the, like, a point I missed. I don't know. Damn it. I feel like there's a point I missed after all that talking. Oh. Damn, man. Shit. I got rambling on so much, I swear I missed a point. A point, not the point. Explain one thing and I want to explain another and get to it, and dropping out my 17th birthday. Yeah, the blame. That's the point. I was talking about the blame, about blaming everybody else. It's like, yeah, how am I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know any of that growing up? So, I can't be held responsible. So how am I supposed to know how much struggling I would have went through as an adult, and as I am now, as I have been, you know, for doing the things I did. I didn't. It's not my place to know, because how am I supposed to know? I can't just pull these thoughts out of thin air and, there.